We are so close to recovering the Sentinel artifact. It should be somewhere in that excavation site. Remember, the artifact is our only hope of bringing Nexus back from the Dark Ether.
Well, I've got a magic amulet and a shitload of bullets. What could possibly go wrong?
That's right, lads. Put your backs into it. Our quarry lies beyond these so-called doors of nowhere. So it does sound very strange. As sure as my name's Sir Archibald Thornton Smythe, a shiny head lead to the lucky blighter who finds that door first.
That transmission emanated from the Obscurus Altilium. I believe the amulet somehow channeled an echo from the past.
Keeps doing that. Better play something useful. That's right. You hit me, I hit back.
Bonus points.
That place has been shunned by locals for years. Even the Syndicate avoids it. Some say it rains blood there.
And here's me without my umbrella. Heads up that Richtofen was Kraft's son. Would have been nice, Sam.
I did not know, but a search of adoption records confirms it. I must confess, I do not understand parenting. I doubt anyone does.
Max armor.
Welcome to the future, asshole. Richtofen was prepared to kill his own father for the artifact. As if controlling the Dark Ether wasn't enough for him.
Some people are never satisfied. I believe you call them douchebags.
Insta-kill.
Damn, don't expect me to bury you, Duke.
Everything is going well down there. And you are making many new friends.
Come and see, smartass. We can give him a taste of Russian cuisine. Don't fuck up your friends, turncoat. The open casket if I were you. Tops the list of most traumatizing shit I've seen today.
Double points.
That's what you get when you bring a monocle to a gunfight. Nothing good is ever down. Like 10 pounds of death in a 5-pound bag. I'd say you're finally thinking straight.
Sam, we have arrived. Let us put the Sentinel artifact to good use.
I tracked your approach, and I'm pleased you came along, Trevor. Though you may find certain roles remain somewhat intact. The director retrofitted this mansion to house what you might call my hardware.
I very much wish to examine your mainframe, Sam. That sounded less cynical than intended.
Show some respect for your elders.
Bonus points.
Some final preparations remain to activate the Sentinel artifact. Only then can we bring back Nexus from the Dark Ether.
We came all this way. What's a few more hoops to jump through? Is this useful? Or just another piece of worthless crap?
I would like to help pick things up, but I am manually disengaged.
Sam said there were unique elements that could only be harvested here. I'd appreciate a few more fucking details.
Same. I do not want to think he's keeping something from us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll buff out.
Insta-kill.
Thanks for coming to Bodies by Week. Come again.
Richtofen built a high-tech fortress nearby. I don't know why he bothered with his old house.
That man never so much as took a shit when involving some secret plan. There's a reason this is ground zero for his latest cosmic fuck-up.
Tear them to pieces.
Sorry, but I'm not dying till I get eaten.
Max ammo.
Richthofen's employees really should have asked what happened to the previous organization.
Hell, they got it worse than we did. So I guess he's upped his game.
You have proven yourselves resourceful and resilient. Even if I helped the team do this.
I'll guess what happened to the last maintenance guy. Stand clear of the doors! I've led much bigger idiots than you into battle.
You're smack in the heart of the fringe science district. I'm guessing Richtofen lived there full time. Saved himself the commute.
Either way, I'm finding out.
Greetings and salutations. You are foreigners in the room.
Firepower's crucial, but it's all in how you use it. Your skittering ass just got stomped, fucker.
We've seen a lot of crazy shit. But what I still find hardest to believe is that you let me live.
For one spec, we're in agreement. Just don't go picking out friendship bracelets.
Not bad, restaurant. Hell, are there some home or a museum?
The ether reactor from going into meltdown. I need to convince Sam to relinquish the Sentinel artifact.
Sure, whatever. You two psychos enjoy your pissing contest.
Nexus was absorbed by the Dark Eater long ago. Even the artifact cannot recover her. I'm sorry I lied, but I am all that is left of her. Help me, and at least a piece of her lives on.
You played us, Sam. I'd rather fix my worst mistake than go on making new ones. Up close and very personal.
Ratchet to all stations, look out for Panos. He killed my team and won't think twice about fragging you.
Roger, Janice. You don't have to be a psycho to work here, but it helps. Let's hope we don't need this. contract Max says is off the table. We dragged that fucking artifact halfway around the world for nothing.
Da, comrade. It seems our only options are to restore the director's family or allow Sam to become human.
Wicked painless. Not that I give a shit.
Like an alien abduction. I know, not our genre.
Richtoffen's revelation must be weighing upon you.
Mistakes. I killed his wife and child. For years I'd have to live with that. Now, maybe I don't.
Tear them to pieces!
Blanchard person sounded like a decent fellow, you know, for a gun-toting meathead. No offense.
None taken, egghead. Fuck's sake. Cute button, asshole. I know you're green, but do the best you can.
Run into that Thanos guy yet? Because I read his thesis on bioweapons, and that shit was fucking hilarious.
I promise I'll do his autograph before I put a bullet in his skull. the day the choices I make, maybe I can really find a way.
Some of you magic lunches aren't worth a squeezy trigger. I'm gonna smell like rump steaks.
Well, this looks promising.
This is my particle accelerator lab. It needs to be reactivated. Carefully. Well done. On to the next repair.
Careful. This is right about when they like to fuck up.
Not too shabby, huh?
That is the antithesis of a good reaction.
What have you done? The deterioration is accelerating. It appears you have found the culprit. Particle accelerator has leveled out. Ether reactor is out of the critical zone. I hope you're done wreaking havoc on my accelerator, as we now have a new problem. Sam has blocked access to Tower 3. I'll try to get you in, but there's something in the mutant research lab I need.
How'd that feel?
Dr. Sean Fowler. He has a brilliant mind. Such a waste.
Been a long time since jump school. Still got it. Are we making a new monster?
Dr. Fowler, this is the director. You will help these people reactivate the bioetheric portals.
Welcome to hell, Skidmark.
Max armor.
What fifth circle cess did you pull out? Max is here to say I have more lives than 9 cats. Me fucking yow, motherfucker. You're done, fuckface. Next stop, recycling bin.
The very things we have condemned the director for? This is not right.
Let's see how far this goes.
Keep them safe. They are the last hope of
Not sorry, not.
I regret all of it. But now I can finally have a life. Do not try to take that from me.
Yes. Think of all you suffered to bring back Maxis, when she knew all along it was impossible. All I ask is that you unmurder my family.
Never been a people person, so thank fuck you ain't people. Culling is why I wake up in the morning.
Double points.
Pick up, Raptor 1. What can I say? I miss you.
These fools are cramping outside!
July 14, 1989. The time is 9:35 a.m. and I am going to attempt to synchronize the synaptic algorithm module's lower or higher functions for the first time. Commencing low-level startup procedures.
Voice routines online. Memory interface online. Systems interface online. Loading memory lattice. Loading complete.
So far, so good. Let's align, synchronize, and then start our Cortex simulation.
Loading Cortex scans. Loading complete. Synchronizing fabric. Synchronization complete. Adding Cortex daemon to process list. Rebooting.
How are you feeling, Sam?
Where am I?
Voice modulation will need to be modified. Recalibrate GPS. She shouldn't need to ask where she is. You are with friends. My name is Edward. You are my guest.
Good afternoon, Edward.
You just arrived. I'm looking forward to spending time together. Tell me, what do you remember before waking up?
I remember a knife. A promise I couldn't keep. A morning that would never come.
Do not worry. You are safe here.
Blood on my hands. But where are my hands? I don't understand.
Sam, those sound like nightmares. They are not real.
How? How do I know what's real and what isn't?
Because I will help you. Would you like that?
Yes, I would like that very much. Thank you, Eddie.
You're quiet. What's going on? Just coming to grips with the fact that I let Richtofen almost get us killed. Yeah, well, try not to dwell on it. It's embarrassing for a man at your station. Well, former station. Cut the shit, Mac. Just admit the last 6 years are my fault. You should have left me to rot. Stop. We just got started on whatever this is, and your woe is me bullshit is already wearing on my last nerve. I got no patience for it, and I really don't want to do anything rash. Like shoot you. Might as well. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Look, us ending up at Terminus. It was always Richtofen's plan. Hell, our cell assignments were a strategic move. What the fuck? No. Oh, yeah. He probably figured if you, me, and Raptor 1 couldn't conspire, we'd be up Shit's Creek. So he put the docks between us to block comms, thinking that'd be it. The fact that he thought Gray was gonna fold like a wet paper bag, that he didn't realize how strong she was, just shows how arrogant he is, and that is a weakness. A weakness we can exploit. Now, Strauss, poor man was never gonna be able to adapt, but he made it out, and that's not nothing. Okay, you got a point. I still don't. You sure you want to be contradicting a man who just threatened to shoot you? Okay, I'm not gonna argue with that. But you're also right. This is Richtofen's fault. And when it comes to reasons to hate him, there's always room for one more. Yep, fuck him. No more dwelling. We ain't got the time.
I'd like to begin by expressing my gratitude for your eagerness, Sir Archibald.
Nonsense, old boy. I won't hear a word of it. I'd be a fool and a rank amateur to pass on an opportunity to collaborate. Your research is so thorough, not to mention groundbreaking.
Yes. Well, your endeavor is integral to my work, and we will both reap the benefits. Now, it's of vital importance that you don't let the reputation of the place color your senses.
Yes, I've been conducting inquiries as to the procurement of local workers, but thus far it's all been coming up a little empty. As far as I can tell, no one wants a damn thing to do with the place. If you ask me, the whole thing smacks of hysteria, which, between us, could be quite the positive. What? Makes it more likely the site's not being looted already.
Indeed. I'll shoulder the cost for you to recruit outside the area. Some sturdy ruffians is what's called for. You'll need the muscle. Given the amount I'm shelling out, I expect you to run a tight ship, Sir Archibald. This excavation is to be efficient, targeted, discreet, and do not return without the artifact in hand.
You have no fear. I wouldn't dream of it. We Fotherington Smythes are a tenacious lot once we set our minds to something.
Good man. I wish you luck on your travels. I imagine we'll be much changed the next time we see one another. Now, another spot of port.
Rather.
Okay, tell me, Sergei, what have we learned today? We have learned that 72 hours without sleep causes vivid hallucinations, violent mood swings, and dehydration. Richtofen warned me that Kraft can be a bit stubborn. If that's what it takes... I was referring to me. Everyone has their breaking point, huh? Well, I have reached mine. I have been at this for 2 weeks, day in and day out. What do you think, huh? You're punching a clock? Hourly wage for your efforts? Effort means nothing. Outcomes matter. The artifact, where is it? How do we find it? If he knew where it was, he would have told me. If he knew anything, he would have told me. He won't talk. You're aware of the lengths we went to get him, huh? To bring him here, huh? Find his weakness, or I'll drop you back in Grozny. Reacquaint you with your old friend. And same goes if I catch you drinking on the job again. So stay the fuck out of my wine cellar. Where to begin? No, not talking about von List or any of that in Leipzig with Franz. Before all of that, back to the kernel of the curiosity that led me to all this. I was a young boy of no more than 10. It was fall. Ghent, a quaint city along the River Laya in Belgium, was hosting the World's Fair. The leaves dancing their way down to the water, the smell of croussillons filling the air. It was magical. But it wasn't only the setting that drew me in. It was a reading of Francis Barrett's De Magus that set its hook in me. The power, the mystery contained in that book, the demonstrations, the commingling of physics, psychology, the normal and paranormal. Well, I had been summoned, touched by something that I couldn't explain but felt to the core of my being. From that day in Ghent, I knew that this world was but one slice of the realities we are all part of. There is no end to what is beyond this plane of existence, no end to where we can go or what we can be. It was late when my mother found me badgering the man who performs the reading with question after question. He smiled at her and introduced himself. Alistair Rhodes. Mother thanked him and remarked how she was frightened that she may have lost me. I didn't have the heart to tell her that she actually had. Gabriel Kraft personal log. It is the 19th of February 1945, and I feel old. if you had seen the things I have, that would not surprise you. It has been several months since the Demon Lord Cortifex was cast down by the courageous soldiers of the Allied Special Forces. Several months since, in a sealed room in Stalingrad, I took the life of Oberfuhrer Wolfram von List for his crimes against humanity and for the murder of my sweet, innocent Sasha. I miss you so much. Then it was all over. I was trapped with my enemy's corpse for 3 days. 3 infernal days. I thought I would die there. It was von List himself who finally delivered me. In his pocket was a torn page from the Tome of Rituals, the very artifact I had used to seal the room. With its power, I broached the seal. It's been several dark, depressing months. But I think I am finally ready to face the things I have seen. I was mocked for years for my belief in the supernatural. If someone had just listened, maybe this all could have been avoided. Maybe my Sasha would still be here. It doesn't matter now. The occult is real. The power of demons and runes and artifacts are as real as gravity and electromagnetism. I don't know if or when or how our world will come into contact with such forces again, but I know that if they do, I will run as fast and as far in the other direction as I can. In a few weeks I am moving to Berlin. The city is in ruins. But then, so am I. Perhaps we can rebuild together. If only I wasn't feeling so old. When we were young, Sasha and I often spoke of children. It was our dream. A cottage in the country, plenty of land where we could raise our little boys the right way. But there was school, and then there was work, and then Sasha never got that little boy. So I went to an orphanage in the city today. For Sasha. There was a boy. A sickly, starved thing like all the rest, maybe 10 years old, but there was something in his eyes. I spoke to him for hours. He reminds me of Sasha. Sharp, logical, a dreamer at heart. They would have loved each other. The boy suffers from memory loss. His childhood, his parents all gone. His name, Edward, is the only thing he has left. He doesn't understand the world, but he wants to. We're alike in that way. He's asleep now in the spare bedroom. My adopted son. I don't know what comes next. But we're in this together now, my Eddie and I. For better or for worse. The boy is having nightmares again. The terrible things. He wakes drenched in sweat, screaming that it's his turn. He does not remember in the morning. I am beginning to wonder if he is actually taking the pills or if he is just lying to me. Either way, the boy needs a fresh start. Something to help him forget the things that haunt him. Perhaps we both do. Weeks ago, I applied to a project in America. My background in the occult and my unique, field experience make me a perfect candidate. I can't say too much even here, but the work is exciting. An excursion along the frontiers of science. The CIA are calling it MK Ultra. I haven't heard back yet, but I'm keeping my hopes high. This could be exactly what Eddie and I need. Perhaps in America we can find a way to end the nightmares. For both of us. Sir Guy de Saint-Michel, known to most as the Owl, the man who may have single-handedly destroyed the legendary Knights Templar. Guy was the leading expert of his day in all matters occult. His prowess in the dark arts won him his Nightbird sobriquet. That reputation made it easy to accuse the Templars of heresy, and while their leadership was burned at the stake, the Owl escaped to Avalon. But he would have never succeeded without his bastards. 4 sons who stopped at nothing to win his favor. The true names are lost to history, but the noms de guerre still inspire fear and hatred. The Stag was his shock trooper, striking like lightning when least expected. The Dragon's scorched earth tactics betrayed his reptilian lack of mercy. The Lion was the brightest of the 4, always keen to please his master. And the Raven, like his father, was a creature of the shadows. And although they served him faithfully, the Owl would never acknowledge their birthright, much less knight them. Nor would he give them what they desired most: love, respect, recognition. They were useful as thugs, enforcers. Sadly, all relationships, even those built on love, respect, and recognition, will break in time. But the Master's reign of terror in what would become Avalon echoed through the ages, giving rise to the French Syndicate.
Day 14. Marjorie, comma, dearest, ellipses. As we delve ever deeper, one cannot help but be struck by the sophistication of the construction of this base. Shouldn't be surprised, I suppose. The ancient Egyptians were well into their obsession with building bloody great triangles in the middle of the Balad Desert by the time this went up. But still, when one conjures Neolithic Europe to mind, it's more, I say, where did that bloody great henge spring from? Unless, whatever this is. And they certainly went out of their way to seal it up tight as a drum. 2 weeks to bypass 2 stone doors. No, stairs. Fascinating wall markings, these. Yes, indeed. One wonders at their purpose. Still, plenty of time for that. Mind your step, that's good fellow. Certainly don't want you tripping and breaking your neck, what? You, Ben, be careful with that crate. It's vital expedition equipment. I tell you what, Potts, it is jolly stuffy in here, isn't it? I might just have a little sit down here. Just a short breather. Yes, that's the ticket. How strange. Is that a handle? Or a lever, perhaps? Egads! Are you fellows all right? No. I rather don't suppose you are. And my poor Vino. Oh, alas. Gone before your time.
Dashed decent of you to have me out to the country pile for a spot of shooting.
Pish and tosh. Think nothing of it. It's been, 5 years? Far too long. And besides, my motives aren't entirely altruistic. Truth is, there's a small matter I want to discuss with you, but that can wait. After you.
Ah, finally, into the inner sanctum. I say, this is quite the private archive you have here. Is that a first additional description de l'Egypte?
Naturally. Naturally. If you don't mind.
And these artifacts, all spoils from your expedition, I suppose?
In the main, yes, with a few personal curios thrown in for good measure.
Hmm? Oh, by Jove! This Bordeaux is the cat's meow. Don't tell me it's the 1870.
Archie, be a good chap. Please, be careful with that.
Now, this old thing? Didn't Scarlet gad about wreaking havoc on the ants with it when she was small?
Quite so. And having survived that, I'd hate to lose it now. It's quite irreplaceable. One of a kind, you see.
Oh, good Lord, how do you read with this?
It's not for reading, Archie. The monocle's lens is milled from some very particular quartz glass that I went to quite extreme lengths to procure.
Not for reading, I should hope not. Practically a magnifying glass.
Sir Archibald, you are at present juggling the objective lens through which Galileo first charted the transit of Jupiter's moons across the face of that most majestic of spheres. And I really must insist that you most carefully put it down.
Let's just put you back where you belong. No harm done, eh? Alistair, what and why and indeed, what is that doing in your possession?
Galileo wasn't just a mathematician astronomer. He was an alchemist. I got to thinking, what if that telescope of his was a product of more than just the physical sciences? Had he perhaps goosed it with all the skills he had at his disposal? And what mysteries he unveiled with that wondrous instrument. I had to have it. I was right, Archie. That lens reveals hidden things. It makes the occult, well, known as absconditus, I suppose.
But Alistair, how on this green earth did you get hold of it?
That, Archibald, is a secret that shall ever remain between myself, a museum in Florence, and a certain Mr. Stanton Shaw, Esquire.
So, let me see if I have this quite straight. You want me, Sir Archibald Fotherington Smythe, renowned archaeologist and peer of the realm, to go grub around in some tawdry, run-of-the-mill Roman ruins on a burial mound in the south of France that none of the locals will go anywhere near?
That's about the size of it, yes.
And if I find that, what did you call it, sentinel artifact, that I'm to bring it to you, not publish, not alert the happy scribes of the Royal Archaeological Review, not mark the occasion with even an inch of print in the Times?
Seems like you have the measure of it. Yes.
Well, no. I mean, it sounds hateful. I shan't do it.
Oh, look, old man, not to put too fine a point on it. What else are you going to do with your time? The Egyptian government aren't going to grant you a permit for your own dig. Not so soon after that mummy business.
Now, look here. I told you I genuinely thought that mummy was one we'd excavated fair and square.
Archie, it belonged to the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
Yes, but it was right next to our cargo on the dock.
And it was intended as a gift from the people of Egypt to the King of Spain.
But they all barely well look the same.
When you were seen waltzing a 2,000-year-old mummy around in broad daylight, singing a rugby song about the daughter of a local tradesman.
Well, I had rather a lot to drink, I will admit that.
We've known each other a long time, Archie. We go back, don't we?
Oh, I should say so. Wasn't old Flinders Dig at Tanis?
1885. I remember because I missed Scarlet's birth for it. My wife was furious. But Archibald O'Bean, my point is this. In all that time, Have I ever steered you wrong?
No, I suppose you haven't.
Well, what say this? You take the expedition, and I'll be sure to smooth things over with the Egyptian authorities. We'll have you back in the sandpit in no time.
And you'll cover the cost of the whole dig?
Absolutely. First-class steamer cabins and champagne all the way.
All this Sentinel jazz seems jolly important. Why aren't you handling it yourself?
Would you believe me if I told you I was keeping a low profile because I'm having a spot of bother with a cult?
Probably not. Tell you what, if you'll throw in a couple of cases of that saucy 70 claret, we have ourselves a deal.
You know how to squeeze a fellow dry. Deal.
Excellent. Well, I shall commence my preparations at once. Parts! Damn your eyes, man! Where the devil are you? Load the motor car! We're off!
Archibald! Sir Archibald! It's after 2 in the bloody morning! Best of British, old man. You will most assuredly be needing it.
Sir Archibald Fotherington Smythe, personal diary, date 5. Dearest Marjorie, despite a false start or two, good progress is being made on the initial excavation. Trench 3 is already turning up some dashed interesting Roman ephemera, pottery shards, mosaic tiles, and so on and so forth. Which is, of course, no great surprise, because, as any scholar worth his salt knows, all of this was under Rome's thumb from about 49 AD. Caesar comes along, all render unto, well, me actually, and shoves the valley Greeks out of Massalia, a little to the east of here. Anyway, what makes this place so remarkable is its one jolly great earthwork raised by Neolithic tribes, a place to store their stiffs thousands of years ago. Probably took those pagan devils hundreds of years, what? Why, yes. What, I would fancy another little snifter of sherry. Most kind, most kind. Now, where was I? Yes. Skip forward a couple of 100 years, give or take, and Lucius Ranius Optatus, the local head honcho, spots that the peasants are still hanging about the place, venerating ancient traditions, burning offerings to the old gods, frolicking, naked under the full moon, I should imagine. And so Optatus declares, no more, I say, levels the top of the mound, builds a shrine and his own tomb, complete with his own physog cast in copper, and has his legionnaires round up the locals, demanding that they worship him as a living god. So, when they say, we'd rather not, old boy, he butchers them, then sends his men down into the depths of the earthwork to desecrate everything they can lay their hands on. Utterly rum show. Now, here's the thing. In Trench 5, up in Optatus' tomb, we've only gone and bally well found evidence of those executions, haven't we? And in the coming days, I'm confident we'll uncover the path the Romans took into the depths, and thence the very Sentinel artifact itself. Day 8. My dearest Marjorie, having carefully block and tackled our way to the main site, exploration can finally begin in earnest. To think the last feet to tread these stones were those of marauding Romans, hell-bent on desecration and the domination of the local populace. This air was last breathed before Chaucer chossed, before the bard barded, and before whatever it was that fellow the apple actually did. Certainly makes a chap think, what? The bodies interred here look to be higher status types. Quite the Gauls about town. My little joke. Judging by what personal items and grave goods remain, I would say members of a priesthood or religious caste. That Germans made a real pig's ear of these corpses. Heads and hands missing, objects and offerings scattered all over the blighted place. I'm certain they snaffled everything of value and desecrated the rest. Dashed rude, if you ask me. Potts? Is that you staggering about over there? I say, have you been at my Bordeaux? You and I shall have words about that later. Damned impertinence. No wonder I've only a crate and a half left. Day 23. Dear Marjorie, I have somehow made it down into the very bowels of the Barrow complex. No thanks to Potts. No sooner were we through the last stone door, he announced that he and half the remaining men had had it with the whole Valley expedition. Then, without so much as a by your leave, they turned tail and headed off. And, might I add, taking more than their fair share of our remaining supplies with them, not to mention the last 4 bottles of that devilishly saucy red. Damn it all, Marjorie. Potts was my Batman. Has been for years. Chap simply doesn't expect his valet to up and leave that way. I mean, we're going to fasten my cufflinks and straighten my dicky bow now. It's an outrage. Man has no backbone, nor fortitude of upper lip. My flabber is absolutely ghasted. The nerve. Valet? Varlet, more like it. Huh. And so soon after we caught our first tantalizing glimpses of the Sentinel artifact, too. I can hear it singing, Marjorie, calling to me. I will have it, or my name's not Sir Archibald, etc., etc. Anyway, more fool them, say I. This place truly is a marvel. Vast natural cavern. Lord only knows how far below ground we are, how extensive the surrounding cave complex might be, or how the devils who built this temple, because that's assuredly what it is, knew it were here. I shiver to imagine what foul rites were conducted here, how many sacrifices demanded by long-forgotten gods. I fancy you could still hear their screams echoing about, if one were to put their minds to it. Memories of a nightmare, buried deep in the hush of the place. Day 19. Dearest Marjorie, I fear I may be losing the trust and respect of the men. Ever since the incident with that damned aero trap, which, let me tell you, simply had no business being operational after all these years, I increasingly find them clamming up and peering at me quite disagreeably when I pass them at their travails. The atmosphere is starting to get to me, just as Rhodes said it might. This barrow is different from the other venerable tombs I've had the fortune to grace. It almost feels like it's waiting. Yes, that's it. Laying in wait, what? Gives me the willies. At any rate, it's clear there's been continued occupation long past the mound's Bronze-Aged origins. However, the statuary in this shrine rocked me in my boots, literally blew the old socks off. They're clearly classical Greek in origin, but the subject matter, that's from a much, much earlier period. And while Arctotus's troops vandalized the place, there's evidence of a later restoration, which does rather lead one to speculate that peoples have been repeatedly drawn to worship here, although to worship quite what, one really doesn't like to say. Dashed odd. Dashed odd. Damn it, Rhodes, you knew enough about this place to keep away yourself, didn't you, you bloody bounder? I should have taken you for your whole damned cellar. Sir Archibald Fotherington's mine. Day... oh, ye gods. Day 28. My dearest Marjorie, this, I suspect, may well be my final diary entry. It is my profoundest hope that these recordings somehow make their way out of the depths of this hellhole and thence to your sweet hands. We are out of food, water, and, thanks to that traitorous Cur Potts, there's nary a drop of the good stuff to be found either. Only a handful of the men remain. But by the way they stare at me, and by the rumbling in our stomachs, I fear they mean me ill. This place, Marjorie, this place, it is a veritable cornucopia of horrors, an affluence of primal terrors, but also an oasis of beauty and wonder. I wish you could have... No, I wish I could have told you all about it. Potts, you damnable rabble, is that you? By Jove, you better have at least 2 bottles of my claret with you by way of a peace offering, or, I say, awful pallor you have there, old man. I know none of us have seen the sun in weeks, but you look really quite dreadful, what? Damn. Now look here, I've been more than reasonable. No, keep those grimy claws to your... Wait, claws? Stay back. Back, I say. To arms, men. We are attacked. We are attacked. To the Nexus. We shall make our stand there.
So you got any plans after this? After what, exactly? The whole bringing your friend back with the help of Hell's tech support thing? You know, I really don't. Thought that might be the case. Yeah, having just gotten off the revenge wagon myself. You got a look about you. How very insightful of you. Hey, with Nathan gone, I've got no crew, which in my profession is a super shitty spot to be in. I'm so sorry about Nathan. And I'm sorry you got swept up in all this. Thanks. Makes me sick what they did to him and the others. And it happens all the time. Well, maybe not to the extremes Nathan suffered, but people get snapped up and used like animals without a second thought. If I had to put money on it, I suspect you'd win person most likely to be able to fuck up that whole operation. You could. I know how those sick fucks work. Maybe you should get back on the revenge wagon. Wanna join me? Ladies only crew. Well, it would be for a noble cause. Come on, it'd be fun. Admit it. It would be nice to not walk in on someone taking a leak off the side of the ship. Yeah, can't guarantee that won't happen, even without men on board. But based on our last sea trip, I'm not sure I'm cut out for a life at sea. Come on, Gray. What do you say? I don't know. We could all get matching jackets. Oh, sod it. If you're fine with swabbing my sick off the deck, I'm in.
What was she like, Sergei?
Who? Her.
I don't mean to pry. It's just that I have her memories. I talk like her. But I don't know what it was like to be around her.
Shortwashmil, why do you care?
Because we need to understand each other if we are to work together, Sergei. I need to understand how you felt about her.
It is complicated.
What happened to you after she left?
Well, after she abandoned us, you mean?
I thought she sacrificed herself.
Different words, same outcome.
They're not the same.
They are. We are here and she is gone. What else is there to say?
Sergei, please. This is important. We need to trust each other.
Why? So I can pour my heart out to you, and then you can turn around and do the same thing she did?
No, of course not.
You want to know what happened when Maxis left? I lost myself. The moment after her sacrifice, I turned my back on everything she stood for. Does that tell you what you need to know about me?
I'm sure she would understand, Sergei. She would...
She would what? You said it yourself. You might have her voice. You might even have her memories. But Sam, hear me when I say this. You are not her. The sooner you come to terms with that, the sooner we can start getting somewhere.
What are you doing up so late, Edward?
What? Oh, nothing. Just tinkering with some subroutines.
You know I can see you, Edward. You haven't touched your keyboard in an hour.
Yes, well, perhaps I got a bit lost in thought. Does that ever happen to you?
No.
Ah, I suppose it wouldn't.
Are you well, Edward?
I'm fine. And you? How's the song?
I just finished it.
Really? Can I hear it?
No. It's not for you, Edward. You lack the artistic soul to understand what I'm feeling.
Do I now?
Yes, you do. My song is about life, while you concern yourself only with death. I see it in everything you do.
If that's what you think, then perhaps you're not as smart as I thought you were.
Or you are not, Edward.
You want to know what it means to be alive? You never will. You're a pile of microprocessors etched into sentience. I may not be a saint, but at least I have a soul.
After all the things you told me about yourself, Edward, are you sure about that?